Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the SRU Truck Series at Sonoma as these drivers take on 35 laps here tonight at the tricky Sonoma. Go ahead and pull up the map here to show you guys what this track is all about. Where's it at? Well, doesn't like me today. That is okay. Had it up earlier. But as you see here, go over the race information real quick. So, as you see here, the current track temp is 94 degrees. We are at the Cup Historic configuration because there is two multiple configurations here. The weather outside itself is 79 degrees. It is 44% humidity. Partly cloudy with a 13-mile-per-hour wind. They do get its 35 laps, which is 70 miles. They do get unlimited tires. They get 75% fuel, one quick fix. And there are no... oh, it's actually two quick fix. Sorry, my apologies. So... that's that awesome gig we have going on there. I wish my maps would reload. Anyway, Kyle Heath with an 18.6. Mark Kosick with a 123. Isaiah Sutherland with a 119. Terry DeGay here coming to complete his lap. And he will put down... uh-oh. Let's refresh that and get that back. There we go. Now we got it. Oh, there's our map. There you go. That's always good. The old wonderful wild Sonoma Mike Rhino jumped to the top of the board with a 118.4. There is going to be a lot of different lift points checking up and getting in there, so you see Rhino whipping around these few turns here towards the end. About to come to the last turn here. Well, one of the last. As he carries all that speed through that turn. Terry DeGay, you see here. Can he get a clean lap in? Yes, he did with a 130. That is okay. Nothing less. I'm going to try to do my best before internet kicks off. And hopefully not. So, alright. We'll go over to starting grid here. So P1 will be Mike Rhino. P2 will be Kyle Heath. P3 will be Isaiah Sutherland. P4 will be Austin Andrews. P5 will be Michael Yarrow. P6 will be Mark Kosick. Oh, I gotta do something real quick. Oh my god. There you go. Sorry about that. P6 will be Mark Kosick. P7 will be Philip Bridgman. P8 will be Terry Duguay. P9 will be Brandon Hartwell. P10 will be Paul Coheen. P11 will be Jason Adams. P12 will be Robert Cheswick. P13 will be James Bryan. P14 will be David Cassidy. P15 will be Jeff Gilmore. P16 will be Mike Chamberlain. P17 will be Larry Blair. P18 will be the man, the myth himself, Mr. Dakota Bryan. P19 will be Jaden Sanchez. So as they get ready to pace here, as we get ready to pace around, there you see the pace truck does pull off. Well, that pace truck does haul through that turn, though. That is for sure. Sorry, everybody checking in. We do have the storm coming through here, so. One second. And as the pace truck hits the pits, the SRU Truck Series will be underway with Rhino leading them to the green, and the green flag is out, and here they go for 35 laps of Sonoma. As you see them all go through the turns here. So we're a little so as they get through the first couple of turns, great. Mike Rhino is still up by a half a second to Kyle Heath. I do think this track is the most trickiest. Not one of my favorites, that is for sure. You see here, Mike Rhino comes through the last final turn. Kyle Heath got through that turn way better than Rhino. Kyle Heath keeping the run close there. Mark Kossick on board with him. Sitting P7 at the moment. Back up to the front here where they now we're back to Mark. Gotta love it. Yep. Oof. Rhino almost hit that safer wall there. And their sights will become Isaiah. Right there. So Isaiah ain't too far off. As these trucks get a little loosey-goosey here. Through these turns. Oh, as Rhino gets a little loose off the final turn, which gives Kyle Heath the pickup. I think that will be the last turn. That will mean everything on lap 35. Coming to take that checker, and Kyle Heath can carry that momentum through there. That almost flipped that truck. As we saw Kyle Heath hit that rumble strip there. Left 2 tires off the ground with 2 on the ground. Kyle Heath is very consistent at everywhere these boys go to. Great competitor throughout all series. Just look at all that speed that Kyle Heath carries through that last turn now. Give you guys a little sector times there, so sector 2. Yep. So Kyle Heath is a little faster getting into sector 2. As you see, Rhino was off by 0.1. So that just tells you the difference of where Kyle Heath gets it. And sector 3, Rhino's a little bit better in sector 3. But Kyle Heath really dominates this last turn here. As they come off. Come back here and watch where Kyle Heath and Isaiah, see the difference between them. The 2 teammates back there. So Isaiah's a little bit faster in sector 1 than Kyle. Kyle Heath makes the pass on the 34 to take the lead. I do believe Kyle Heath made Rhino use up majority of his tires there. As you see, he does get sideways. Let's see, Hartwell. You see Mike Rhino being under attack by Isaiah. As Mike Rhino attempts to run down Mr. Kyle Heath in that number 13 Mean Marie Designs Chevy, while his teammate is behind Rhino, Mr. Isaiah Sutherland. Could they get a 1-2 finish here tonight? Well, we'll just have to find out. As you see, Mike Rhino attempting a strong force to Mr. Kyle Heath. As you see him prying on that wheel, prevent the truck from snapping loose. Lap traffic could play a factor here. Just never know. Isaiah gets a great run through that turn. But the question is, can he get by the 34 of Rhino? You see Isaiah does close in on the gap there. Isaiah does get to the back of him as Terry Dugage attempts to stay out the way. That will cost Isaiah a little bit of time there. But Hartwell slowly closing the gap, and Anderson but Isaiah will gain it all back through these first 3 turns, 3 to 4 turns here. That's his strong point. You see right there, Isaiah gets to the corner of Rhino. Oh, does he get it? No, he cannot get it to stick. But now Sutherland about to be under attack by Anderson there. The old double-A attack. Austin Anderson. So. Oof. Yeah, a little slick out there. Not too sure if that car just snapping around. Oh, Gilmore's in the pits. Do not believe that is good. Oh, Michael Yarrow around. As we get back to the front of the Sutherland still trying to attempt to run down Mike Rhino. Nothing I can say is just hit your marks and oh, that was close by Hartwell. Yes, or you can do that. Has a mind of its own. As they all try to run down Kyle Heath, Kyle Heath does have almost a second lead over Rhino. But, boy, I'm waiting to see if Isaiah can get around Mike Rhino here in the final turn. But Austin Anderson isn't making it any easier for Isaiah. So Isaiah gets a great run here. But can he carry all that momentum? Coming through these selective turns here. Austin Anderson ain't giving up too easy. He's hanging there with Mr. Isaiah. As we come up to 25 to go. Wow. Ticking down the laps. As Isaiah gets through that turn, under attack by Austin Anderson. And as you see, Anderson gets a little bit, I'm not Anderson, sorry, my apologies. Mike Rhino does get a little slippery there. Can Isaiah capitalize here as Anderson gets to his back end? Like I said, that's the one thing for Isaiah to be worried about. Anderson on that last turn. 25 to go as they cross the line here. Closest battle will be Brian and Cassidy. We can always go back there and check on them. Oh, as Dakota comes through the last turn. Come back up here and focus because this is where it wants to put us. As Rhino goes off track, Isaiah will capitalize on that to take that P2. The BFR does have a 1-2 at the moment. Oh, as you see, Anderson locks her up there. That is not good. As we're coming to 24 to go. Oh, I see Isaiah get a little swirly there. As Kyle Heath will come up on Jason Adams. You see Double A making attack by putting some pressure on Rhino. Oh, man. Whew. You call lock the brakes up. That's about what happened there. But now that would move Rhino back to 5th. Cost him some time. If I'm Rhino, I wouldn't let that get to me a little bit and get it to where it really matters, which would be the last lap. If he still has the tires left, as you see Jason Adams being a kind gentleman and moving out the way so these guys can go for it. But you see Hartwell here looking to run down Austin Anderson. Those are the cones there, Hartwell. But that is alright nonetheless, as now he's looking to apply pressure to Austin Anderson there. Not sure if they can make it all the way on fuel. Boy, I always think they're going to hit that wall though. You get so close to it. Somebody's bound to. Fortunate for Yarrow, still in the pits. I know he's a strong competitor, and I always like to see him do good. So has become 2:23 to go. I was gonna say, there you go. Isaiah did catch up to Kyle Heath as he gets to his corner. Isn't gonna make it easy. But is he gonna take that line away from Isaiah? As these two teammates will duke it out for that first position here. Who can carry the speed? Who gets in the turns better? As Isaiah gets through these couple of turns, keeping it close to the back of Kyle Heath. I wonder if Kyle Heath did burn up some of them Goodyear tires and now starting to fade a little bit. As they get ready to come to the last turn. Kyle Heath is just so much better through that final turn there. And attempts to pull a little bit, but then Sutherland picks it back up. As Austin Anderson being under attack by Hartwell. As we get back to the front, same thing, Kyle Heath. It seems like Isaiah is better in these first 4 turns here. But Kyle Heath is good everywhere else. So, and you see how low those nose sits. This track is a rhythm track. You just got to hit your marks, be very consistent. You don't want to mess up too much, because then that gives second place that time to catch up and get there and make you work even harder for that first place. As you see, Terry DeGay moves out the way. Bridgman now in the pits. As Kyle Heath slows down a lot through this turn. You see Austin Anderson. Oh, gets a little loosey there. Oof, almost was not clear of Terry. But Terry is doing his best to stay out of the way so these boys can get out. As they come side by side through turns 2. Looking to come into turn 3. And then take turn 4. As Isaiah is still sticking there with Kyle Heath. And Anderson, oh, you see there Isaiah gets a good run through there. He's going to do whatever he can to take that first place away. And Mark Koshik back here just strolling through, enjoying the race, running the laps, getting used to the track. This track could be difficult to others. But others they're great for. Others are road course king. You see Isaiah being patient behind Kyle. As Isaiah attempts to get to the corner of Isaiah. And Austin Andrews will make his pit stop. As these two still duke it out. Coming 2:19 to go. So pit stops are happening to get some fresh Goodyear down. As you see Kyle Heath messing with that wheel. Kyle, you got to hit your mark, set, keep your head straight. Just don't do anything silly to give up that first spot. But then yet again, Isaiah, another great competitor. Same thing with him. When you get in that first place, you just don't want to make any mistakes. Just like that, Kyle did get loose. Isaiah is going to take it from Kyle. If I'm Kyle, I would probably want to come in and get some fresh Goodyears. But Kyle Heath doesn't give up that first place too much, as Kyle Heath gets a great run through that turn to get to the corner, almost to the quarter of Mr. Isaiah. This is the corner that Kyle Heath is strong in, but Isaiah does get a better launch coming off. You see Brandon Hartwell in the pits, so he will probably relinquish that spot to Hartwell. So sorry, we'll relinquish that spot to Rhino. As you see, Mark Koshik now entering the pits. Oh, Kyle Heath almost laid the bumper to Isaiah. As we come back here with Jason Adams and Mike Rhino. Now we get back up here towards the front, coming 2:18 to go. Still Isaiah by almost a quarter of a second. Boy, right there, Kyle Heath just gets a great run through those few turns here. Oh, that was... There you go. Philip Bridgman now back out there, looking to take P10 away from Jason. Philip Bridgman on the freshies. Not too sure if Adams came in yet. That's for sure. But if so, he is going to be under attack by Mr. Philip Bridgman. As you see Anderson coming through that turn. Another one is a lap down. Oh, no, he ain't. My apologies. That he is not. As Jason Adams still looking to hold off Mr. Bridgman there in that 40 machine. I see here Austin Andrews looking to get back to the back of the 34 again. You see there Andrews gets a great run through there. As Larry Blair does pit, Kyle Heath now in the pits, taking his pit stop, come out there to get 4 freshies. As you see there, Kyle Heath, Larry Blair. Isaiah still running. Next time by, so Isaiah might possibly pit, coming 2:16 to go. Mark Koshik is off track there. Oof, as the 17 and the 6 get into it. That is okay. It's a road course. Stuff like that does happen. Least expected. But as you see, Rob Cheswick and Terry DeGay having their own little battle going there. Then we have the 34 Rhino. Got by Kyle Heath. Kyle Heath does come out of the pits. So, Kyle Heath will be the next one on a fresh sheet. So, if I'm Adams, I'm just going to let him go. That is for sure. He's got to go run down Rhino, Anderson, and Mr. Isaiah. As Terry DeGay does get out the way to let Kyle Heath go. Larry Blair in 73. Oh, we got Mr. Isaiah Sutherland in the pits. Mike Rhino will now make his pit stop. So Austin Anderson will take the lead from Isaiah. Not by much. As Isaiah will come out ahead of Kyle Heath. So once all pit stops are made, it'll cycle back out to Sutherland and Kyle Heath, duking it out for the win. As we see here. So Isaiah is on the freshest, as Kyle Heath has 2 to 3 laps on those sets of tires after pitting. But I do not think that will not stop Kyle from doing anything. There you go. You see Isaiah looking to protect that bottom lane. Anderson still out. The longer he stays out, it might hurt, but as big as this track is. As Mike Rhino. And Isaiah Sutherland still being under attack by Kyle Heath. Boy, battles everywhere. The camera don't know where to go. You see as Cassidy now makes his pit stop. Coming to 14 to go. Oof. You see Isaiah attacks there. Come back here where there's some battles here. I thought that's who that was, Philip Bridgman. So coming 14. Next time they'll cross the line will be 13. So. But Anderson's still staying out. He doesn't think he needs tires. He's going to continue to let Isaiah and Kyle duke it out, burn their stuff up, and attempt to have a good battle here. As says Anderson has a almost 4-second lead. As we look through the back of Isaiah Sutherland's car here. See what he sees in his mirror. Great view here as you see Kyle gets in there. So this is what Isaiah sees in his mirror. So. Right on board with Kyle. Oh, we got a car off. Mark Cossack is hanging out. You can hear when Kyle gets on the throttle, when he gets off, when he shifts, when he downshifts. As they come up, there's Anderson right there. Oh, man. That would have made me nervous. You see Isaiah just bouncing off them speed bumps there, or turtles, I like to call them turtles, but to me they're like speed bumps. So, or rumble strips, there you go. Oh, Kyle! Downshifted a little bit too much. That's alright. You shouldn't be able to make it up here. So this is what your leader sees here, Mr. Austin Andrews. About to be under attack from Isaiah. So let's see what it looks like up there in the front. Alright, he's alright. So we'll do a little quick rundown here. So P1 is Anderson. P2 right now will be Isaiah Sutherland. P3 will be Kyle Heath. P4 will be Brandon Hartwell. P5 will be Mike Rhino. P6 will be Mark Kosick. P8 will be Mr. Dakota. Then you got P9 will be old David Cassidy. P9 will be Philip Bridgman. Be a great top 10 for Phil. P10, Larry Blair. Great run by him. That is your top 10. As we get back to the action up here. As you see, they get side by side here. This is for the lead. Ten to go, coming to 9 to go. Isaiah applying pressure to Austin. We get Austin to slip up. But yet again, Austin Andrews is still on the same set of tires that he started the race in. As in Isaiah Sutherland and Kyle Heath are on a little bit more fresher tires than Anderson, so that's going to play a big thing here. Now that just opened the door for Kyle Heath to get there. Ooh. Excuse me. As Isaiah got in there a little bit too hot. But that is racing. That does come with it. A little bit of fresher tires. Same thing with Kyle. Couple lap pressure tires in Mr. Anderson now. As they come to 8 to go here. Need to get that road package too. You think he would have so much better road. But anyway, coming to 8 to go. Sutherland, Anderson, Heath is your top 3. Then Hartwell, Rhino, Cossack, Dakota, Cassidy, Bridgman, Blair is your top 10. Only 7 drivers on the lead lap, as Dakota is in danger. What is it? Oh no, he still has a good, nice little gap there before Isaiah gets to him. So I think he should be all right. But you do see Kyle try to run back down Sutherland. Well, sorry. Well, him too, but trying to run back down Anderson. Great run tonight by these guys. A lot of battles, a lot of misfortunes, and a lot of slip-ups. That does happen. And the wonderful sports of NASCAR. So, oh, there it is. Oh, that's gonna slow Mr. Kyle Heath down. As Anderson gets it back. And we was back here with Larry Blair, looking to run down the 54 of Terry. Mark Cossack there, hanging with Larry. Terry's just going to move out the way. As Cossack looking to get to Larry Blair. With coming 7 to go. You see Chamberlain applying the pressure to Mr. Bridgman there. Currently 7 laps to go. You see Chamberlain just going to say, go ahead and take it. Nothing less. As Mark Cossack looks to duke it out with Larry Blair. All about hitting your marks, doing it to go. 6 to go to all those who are watching. You see Larry Blair's just going to give it up. Will not hold up Cossack. So that will be that. As Terry DeGay looking to be under attack by Philip Bridgman. As they are 6 to go. Isaiah still has a 4-second lead to Kyle. But Kyle is slowly winding in Mr. Isaiah. 5 to go. I'm sure these drivers are ready to get off this track. As the 25 looks to get by Jason Adams there. So, James Bryan is out. Michael Yarrow still in the pitch. Jeff Gilmore out. Jaden Sanchez out. And Coheen is out. That's Philip Bridgman looking to be under attack by Chamberlain. That's Mike Rhino. Looks to be under attack by... who's that? Oh. That's all Cassidy. 4 to go as Isaiah crossed the line. As Phil gets a good run through there. Good save, Phil. Great save. So there, Isaiah setting the pace. Three to go as Isaiah crosses the line. Ooh, Terry DeGay spins her out there. Gets her back going. As now Isaiah will get to the back of Terry DeGay. As Terry moves over and says, go ahead, Isaiah. Will not ruin your race. You got it. Go get it. You got a 4.5 second lead over Kyle Heath. Very unfortunate for Kyle. Kyle had a strong truck. But that little spin out there did do its job. So, and that did get Kyle Heath held up a bit. So, as Isaiah will come to take the white flag. As Isaiah comes through the final turns. Here, one more time. They run by all these drivers tonight. as Isaiah comes to the final turn to take that checker flag. Isaiah will get it done here tonight. Then Kyle Heath. BFR 1-2. And then I would say Austin will cross the line. P3. Then Hartwell. Then Rhino. Then Mark. Glad the stream held up good tonight. That's what I was worried about. So as you see here, Isaiah will bring her home, P1. Good evening, Mr. Isaiah.
What is going on?
Nothing too much. A pretty interesting race here.
Make sure you get the burnout here.
Mm-hmm.
Because this would be my first road course win with the league.
There you go.
I'm about to blow it up here.
Alright, well, we'll let you do that real quick. You just don't want to blow, I see.
No, she don't. We're going to shut her off and let her rest here.
Yeah.
Alright.
But
Let's
anyway,
go.
good run tonight. A lot of side-by-side action with you and your teammate Kyle. You had a dominant truck. Knew Kyle was slipping up a little bit through some of the turns that you were very well, a little faster than him throughout some of them. I had pulled up the sector times, so. Oh yeah, so why don't you tell all the ones that are tuned in how your truck handled throughout the long runs and being in tight situations and just the overall performance of the race.
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I love this road course on TV. It might be one of my favorite road courses that they race in real life. So I always enjoy when we get to come here and race. I don't run trucks a lot, but I knew for a fact I was going to run tonight. In all of the series, I've never gotten a road course win. I've always finished top 5 usually, but never a win. And so this is awesome. I don't care if it's in a truck, Xfinity, or Cup. I got one, and had to drive my butt off to do it. So on the short runs, Kyle, much quicker. He was real good on fresh tires. Me, on the other hand, I thought I was just going to fall back and keep falling back, but I was able to keep a hold of him and Mike Rhino. They were having a good battle. And as that battle went on, I actually caught Rhino after Kyle passed him, and I was able to race him for about 4 or 5 laps and finally worked him over into a mistake and got by him. And after that, I was like, well, Kyle's really quick. I know he's quick at road courses, so I'm probably just gonna have to settle here in second. And honestly, I backed off and was catching him. So I guess tire spin, I was able to control the tire spin on long runs and just drive away. So a lot of good battles though. We went into pit. He had pitted a lap before me, so I knew I had to get out of the pits before him, and I barely eked out in front of him. And that really helped because I was able to try to hold him off best I could on those fresh tires, and he was just all over me. But once they started to wear away, I was able to drive away a little bit. Had no idea Austin Anderson was in first, actually. I really did not know that because I thought he had already pitted.
So did I. Then I'm like, all right, he's just staying out then.
Yep. So I thought he was a lap car. I didn't know. And then I looked down with 10 to go, and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. And so I started racing him hard. I don't know if he didn't take tires. I don't know what he did, but I was a little bit quicker. He didn't pit at all, so I don't know how he saved the gas to do that. But
I remember.
Okay, so anyways, I knew I was quicker than him, but I had to get around him as quick as possible. If I got held up, then I knew Kyle was coming. And I've already talked with him about it. I feel horrible. Turn 13, or whatever turn it is, I got into him. I had a big run, and I threw it underneath him. The only thing is, when you're right on the bumper of these trucks, you can't see in front of you. So when I pulled out, all I saw was, past my braking point. So instead of downshifting, that would have spun me out. I kept it in third and just rode my brakes. And unfortunately, I got into him. But again, it's 10 to go, and I'm trying to get around you as quick as I can. But he was a good sport about it. He understood. I think if the roles were reversed, I'm sure he would have thrown it in there as well because you're going for a win. So he was a good sport about it. Had a lot of good racing with him and Rhino and Kyle and a bunch of others out there. And I couldn't ask for more. I'm just happy to get a road course win.
Oh yeah, road course win is always the best, to be honest with you. I preferably like Watkins Glen, one of the faster road courses of them all. But if you are here next week, I do believe they are heading to Charlotte. So what would be your deal going into there if you are here?
Well, see, I focus more on, we have Xfinity and Cup, and I focus more on Cup side of things. I used to run trucks only and Xfinity only until I got, good enough to move up to Cup. But these are fun to come out every now and then and do. I'll try to show up next week. But in these trucks, the only thing I know about them is they're momentum trucks. And you got to keep the momentum up. But when you do that, you burn the right front. So there's a person out there, and Kyle's real good in the trucks. He knows that fine line of keeping your momentum but not burning off the right front. Me, on the other hand, I am so used to the Cup and Xfinity that I just keep these things balls to the wall and hope cautions come out or whatnot. So if anything to take to Charlotte, I think draft's important. I think if you're going too fast into the turns, you need to let off, let it roll just a little bit. Try to save that right front best you can and stay with the lead pack because that draft's going to be important.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Anyway, congratulations on the win, Mr. Isaiah. You're a hell of a competitor over here, you and Kyle. That is for sure. Any shout-outs or anything you want to give before we get you on your way?
Yeah, man. Mom and Dad, they're probably not watching tonight. I think they had something going on, but I'll send them the link and they can watch it. So shout out to them. Teammates at BFR Motorsports, I love those guys. We have the most fun racing together. Me and Kyle, and you can't ask for better. We race like that for the championship. We race like that in the regular season of the Cup. And here in the trucks, we're doing the same thing. So it's fun to be able to battle with them and not kill each other and actually touch door to door. So shout out to Kyle, Robbie, Jason, Larry, Josh Jones, Brandon Hartwell, all those guys at BFR Motorsports they're a big help and a lot of fun racing with. I think Kyle's gonna come park it on my nose.
I think so. I see him pulling out. So, yep, there he goes.
Shout out to them. Shout out to you guys for streaming it, and all the fans that are watching. We appreciate you.
Right on. Go burn it down with Mr. Kyle. We'll get you back out there.
10-4.
And our P2 finisher, Mr. Kyle Heath, as we let him enjoy his little burnout celebration, which is the hell of a run from you, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Strong car, a strong car tonight. Sorry, strong truck, shall we say? A lot of close battles with you and Isaiah, and it was a fun one to call because I said I was calling it early. I'm like, these two do have a strong truck. If they finish 1-2, that is a BFR 1-2, which is what they like to see. Anyway, on that note, Mr. Kyle, good evening. Why don't you tell these folks about your run here tonight and how difficult some of the turns? Oh, he finally blew up, like he said.
Just so.
um, there you go. Help him out. There you go. Uh, tell him how difficult some of the turns were to pass on selective turns. I know Sonoma is a little tricky, and all that other great stuff that you know about Mr. Sonoma.
Yeah, Sonoma it's a fun track. Tire fall off is big, and as long as you can keep your rear tires up under you, you're gonna be successful here. Isaiah, he's good at good throttle control. Being he his favorite is dirt, so that's a good plus for him. But I had a good battle, all in all. Had a good battle with Rhino at the beginning. Finally got around him and thought I was going to go off to the races, pretty much go to checker flag, but Isaiah had other plans. And I
Yes, he did.
and yeah, and Austin he short pitted me and Isaiah, and me and him was battling for first and second, and I tried to short pit Isaiah. And whenever I came out, I ended up getting caught up in a little bit of lap traffic, so I lost a little bit of time on at least passing him while he come out the pits. So once Isaiah came out the pits with the lead, it was said over. It was over
Oh yeah,
basically.
lap traffic's tough here, especially in certain turns where you know you can capitalize and pick up majority of the speed. I did notice the second half of the track you were a lot faster in. In the first half, Isaiah just had it down, so you were a lot faster in the second half. So that's where you gained majority of your speed, which is always a good thing because that's the most important part of the track is the second half. You can capitalize that. If you would have been there with Isaiah, I think you probably would have gotten by Isaiah because you were the dominant one the second half of the track. So unfortunately, a little short, but anyway, next week they do go to the Legacy Charlotte. What will be your mindset going into there?
My mindset, I mean, Legacy Charlotte is about it's close to the same as the new, the original Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
but I won't be there that night. Um, I'm going taking my nephews to a high school football game.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, so I'm hoping these guys put on a good show. And it's like the last time I wasn't there here on a Friday. While at the game, I had the broadcast up, sitting there kind of trying to watch what I could.
Oh yeah, always good to share the love and see how your group does and all that other good stuff. You guys are always great, so nothing to less. That is for sure. Well, you said a home P2. I could have swore you were gonna give something to Isaiah, but as you said and I said, lap traffic does play a key tremendously here, and passing wise too.
And I will say, with lap traffic, they did give way.
Mm-hmm.
I just caught them at a bad time. That's the you know that's the downside of it. Caught them at a bad time, but lap traffic, everybody did fairly well getting out of everybody's way. Who was faster, who was slower, and all that. It's a tough track.
Yes, it
I give
is.
I give props to everybody. Um, so it was. I mean, it was fun. And congrats Isaiah, and congrats to P3 Austin.
Oh yeah, you guys team 1-2. Always good to see that. Because you guys know what you got for road courses. And like I told Isaiah, my favorite road course is the Glen. I prefer the Glen over any of them, to be honest with you. But anyway, Mr. Heath, why don't you go ahead, give your shout outs and all of the fun stuff.
Yeah, I give a shout out to my team. Isaiah, he won. Jason and Larry, they were both in here tonight. They had a ball. I think Jason, he missed the start, so I think he automatically started a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I give a shout out to SRU. Um, it's a fun league. I enjoy it, of course. and give a shout out to the Truck Series for allowing y'all to put us out there, and you guys will put yourselves out there as the broadcast.
Right on, Mr. Kyle. Awesome run tonight, P2, but I'm sure you wanted that P1 to get that extra boost because you are dominant in the trucks. Mr. Consistent, as I call you. So, awesome job tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get you back up there and hopefully see you then. And last but not least, Mr. Double A, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, pretty good.
Well, a little intense moment there towards the end. Strong competitor out there, that's for sure. A lot of side-by-side battles with the top two there. I know I'd noticed that, but unfortunately didn't go the way you wanted to. You tried the short pit, as I heard, and you did come out good. So, why don't you go ahead and tell people watching your overall performance tonight and what your plan was to stay out front?
I didn't have a lot of practice. I kind of decided last minute to do it, and I knew I wasn't going to be the fastest, especially the first probably 8 to 10 laps. So, just kind of tried to stay clean, and then I was going to pit around 17 or 18, but I figured at that point, I think they were 10 seconds ahead. I knew tires were falling off really bad. I think my fall off was around 4 seconds towards the end of that run. So just get new tires, try to gap the lead, and then by that time, I've now made more laps. I'm more comfortable with the truck, the track, and maybe I can maintain a gap until the end. But I was 10 seconds back and then came out 5 seconds ahead. Probably wasn't a big enough gap. I should have been closer because he was definitely faster. But I made 2 really big mistakes while in the lead, and he was able to catch me much, much sooner. So that's just the way it went, and then went into turn 13, and he just couldn't see the breaking point once he tucked out from underneath me. I was running hard because I knew he was there. We both went really high up the track. And that's just kind of racing. I might be a little mad about it if he dumped me for it, but he didn't, and then he just ran off and gapped me. So there's not much else to be mad about because it's not like I was going to beat him. But it was all right. And then I had that little spin there in front of Kyle, and I decided to just send it all the way around instead of try to save it because I didn't want to. He was at that point, I think, 3 seconds to Isaiah, or we both were, and I didn't want to try to save it and slow him down a bunch. So I knew our gap to fourth was huge. So I just went ahead and spun it around the rest of the way. And, at that point, 5 laps left, I knew I was going to get third if I didn't make any huge mistakes. So I just kind of rode around there and came home third, man. Not much to complain about.
Oh, of course, I wouldn't complain about that. You were pretty good. You were up front majority of the night. So always a good thing. But like I said, P3, not bad. Better than being in the back for a mistake that had happened and all that, because we rode on board with you because it was between you and Kyle going through there. We seen this slip up. I'm like, oh, well, maybe a little late on the brakes or maybe a little hard on the gas coming off. But anyway, if you are here next week, what would be your overall take on the legendary Charlotte?
Charlotte's a fun track. Are we racing the newer Charlotte or Legacy Charlotte?
I do believe it's Legacy Charlotte as they have marked down.
Okay. That's a fun track. I haven't done much racing on the Legacy. But that's not to say that it's not going to be a good race. The trucks are pretty fun to drive around. They're not as glued to the ground as the next gens are, but should be a fun race. I think after racing a few weeks, fast guys go fast. You kind of see who's up front typically every week, and you just take it from there, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's a fun track. No complaints there. It's definitely a fun track. So we'll see what happens.
It is, and it's very tight racing too. So I like Charlotte. So Tight racing always brings the best, so that's that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, man. Imperial Motorsports. Make it all possible. And AC2 Skins. He makes all my skins on iRacing. If you guys need one, or if you're interested in getting an iRacing, don't know how to paint your car, hit him up, man. He makes the anything you can dream up, he'll put it on a car. So shout out to him as well, and appreciate y'all broadcasting, and appreciate the league for running it.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Awesome job there, Mr. Double A. I'm going to get you back up there. Great P3, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, brother, man. Be good. Anyway, that will do it tonight for the SRU Truck Series at Sonoma. I want to thank y'all for coming out and tuning in to little road course action. We do go to another road course tomorrow, but that will be under the B&R Cup Series as they head to Road America. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night for that. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in, and have a good night, good day, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Share the love, get our name out there, come support these guys. Until then,